Hi Smaran, welcome to Eastern Eye.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Smaran, let me start by asking you this: what response you are getting for Bekaaboo 2? The series has been just released. I'm sure you must be getting all the love from your fans on social media. So, what response you are receiving right now?
So yeah, everybody's messaging me, since last night itself because the series got released at 7:30 last night. तो उसके बाद से ही करीबन 10-11 बजे से everybody was messaging me, but everybody was just messaging me and they were just complimenting me on my performance. They were talking about how well the show has been shot, and yeah, it was just an overwhelming experience to see everybody's response for it.
So, of course, you play a cop in the series. So, for your reference, did you watch any Bollywood cop movie? Do you see how other actors? And did you take a reference like that from someone?
So, in the initial days when the creatives spoke to me, they had the reference of Simba. That the cop has that very Simba kind of attitude. He has that swag. He rides a ninja in the show, and sorry, people keep on calling me right now. It's just it's just still that space. The show has just released yesterday. A lot of media people are calling. So that was the reference point initially. But what I also kind of sat down with my director and the creative director and the producers of the show, I kind of encouraged them to see this slightly different from what a usual cop is like, And what we essentially did was try to bring out a separate flavor of it all, and then pump it into Akash. So with Akash, you'll see that he's somebody who's not really a very typical cop who only focuses on his work, but he genuinely enjoys the power equation that he has with everybody. He's somebody who has a very sarcastic sense of humor. He utilizes all those small little nuances in his daily interactions with pretty much everybody.
So you had seen Bekaaboo season 1, or you watched it after the Bekaaboo season 2 was offered to you?
So honestly, I didn't watch the first season because we were told that the main characters, the actors are kind of changing. We kind of had the premise of the first season, so we didn't really have. And it begins with a point of there's not much symbiosis between both the seasons. It kind of just starts afresh from a very specific point. So we didn't really have to watch it. So I'm just being honest. I didn't see it, and because my character again was a fresh character that's coming in the third episode, I was like, I can kind of be relaxed about it and not watch it.
So what, as an actor, what do you enjoy more? Because if we see, I think Jogi was very different from Akash. So as an actor, what do you enjoy more, doing something like a Jogi thing where the guy is very relaxed, a bohemian kind of a person, or you enjoy doing something, something which Akash is there, he's a cop, he has this one-liners and of course action and stuff. So what do you enjoy more?
I enjoyed Akash's character much more than Jogi because Akash was slightly too chilled out for my personal taste. He was somebody who was just kind of giving gyan to other people, and he was just rolling his joints. He's an artist at heart, so he doesn't really care too much about the circumstances that he's in. He's okay living in a shabby house and everything. Akash, on the other hand, was somebody who had a very psychological intellect to his perspective. He was just looking at the world from the space of kind of figuring out things and being very, very, very sharper, if I must say, when it comes to playing with people and their psyches. So this, and on top of it, it was just not an outright single character. It was somebody who had his own nuances when it comes to just body language and the accent, and there was a lot of tweaks involved, a lot more layers to Akash. And to be very honest, I enjoy characters which have these multiple layers to them. It gives me a lot more tools to play with as an actor. So yeah, that's what I look for my characters as well. The more the layers there are, the more challenging also it is. It's more work for me at the end of the day, but I think that's what I enjoy doing at the end.
Right. So, I would, of course, as we are talking about Jogi, I would like to ask you, do we get to see you in the Masaba Masaba season 2 as well? And any update on it if you are there? When are we going to get to
Oh,
see that series?
I honestly don't have any idea. The creators and the producers, they haven't spoken to me about it. I know that it's the season 2 has been, it's they're speaking about it and it's assured now. So first of all, congratulations to the team for a brilliant job done in the first season and for their second outing that they're talking about now. But yeah, honestly, they haven't spoken to me yet. But the moment I get to know, I'll let everybody know.
Right. So, Smaran, of course, we have seen you in Masaba Masaba and now, of course, Bekaaboo season 2. But I would like to know Smaran's background. I think a lot of people would like to know from where does he come from and how did he decide to become an actor? Because I think before becoming an actor, you were a model as well. So, tell us how this whole journey of yours started.
So, I was born in Ludhiana, Punjab, and I've lived in multiple cities in India. I've lived in Assam, I've lived in Dehradun, I've lived in New Delhi. So yeah, so as I was saying, I was born in Ludhiana, and then I stayed in Assam, Dehradun, Delhi, did my schooling in Delhi. Then I was in Bombay, did my college in Bombay. So I've had a very mixed kind of childhood, not been stable, not been kind of stuck in one place. Uh, I would get comfortable, make friends, and then we'd have to move again. So again, I was born in that kind of setup, and I didn't have that kind of grounding as such. So a lot of times you'll meet people who have lived their entire lives in one place, and it just kind of seeps into them, right? So wo mere saath nahi hua, like it just kept on changing, and I think it kind of made me understand how to adapt to different situations and different kind of environments very easily. And I think through that itself, the perspective or the desire to be an actor came, because if you really look at it from a psychological perspective, I've been changing myself or adapting to situations, and that's kind of one of the aspects of being an actor. You kind of change yourself depending upon the role at hand, or you change yourself depending upon the era that you want to showcase, or the age that you have to showcase. So it kind of, I feel somewhere in the intrinsic side of things, I kind of understood that this is something that I'm naturally good at, or this is something that excites me. So when it came to modeling also, I was mostly just doing commercials. I never walked the ramp. I never got into the fashion side of things. And it was a conscious decision, because as an outsider, when you come to this industry, you essentially just start from zero, right? And zero is this commercial space. You do a couple of ads. You hope that you would get slightly more meatier ads, and eventually I did a youth show called Channel V Roomies. Really long back. I don't know. I think about 10 years back. And then eventually I understood that, okay, TV is also not the space that I really want to focus upon. I started growing as an actor. I understood the craft a lot better. I understood that, you have to keep on evolving. And eventually now that OTT is coming into play, now I'm kind of getting the kind of characters that I would want to showcase. So this has been kind of the journey, if I can summarize.
So what's happening next after Bekaaboo season 2? Where do we see you?
So I'm in talks with another show. Obviously, I can't speak about it much because we have to sign an NDA agreement and everything. But things are looking well. Post-COVID, I think everything just kind of jump-started. A lot of work just had paused, and it's again, everything is beginning. So yeah, hopefully you'll see me very soon in another OTT show.
I read somewhere you are a part of Baahubali series that's happening on Netflix.
So Baahubali, we actually shot this And Bahubali, the prequel for Bahubali, it was actually the first Netflix show that actually got on board. And I invested 2 years of my life into it, and we kind of shot the entire first season. Unfortunately, I think from a creative perspective, it didn't really kind of fit into what Netflix kind of had the vision for it. So it was scrapped. I think the first season was scrapped. So yeah, online space, it was kind of announced that I'm part of it and we shot for it and everything. But unfortunately, I don't think you're ever going to see it now because it's just, they started the process of casting and the entire production has changed, so I don't even know what's happening with that project anymore. But yeah, just one of those unfortunate things that happens in our industry.
Right. So Smaran, it was really nice chatting with you. All the best for all your future projects, and thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Murtuza. Same here.